Hey there, welcome to my table. This is Amanda with Journey in the Stone, and this is your Pick a Stone reading. Today we have black tourmaline and emerald. Such a lovely stone. This is going to bring a lot of protection and wisdom, unconditional love. It's a really well-rounded combination. Next up, we have Amazonite. Amazonite is going to bring you peace, wisdom. It might even give you some ideas on how to approach things differently if you find that you're having a little conflict. And of course, it's unicorn. So cool. And then we have the beloved ocean jasper, one of my favorite stones. It's so lovely. This is the kind of stone that is going to create some self-insight, self-confidence. There's something also really interesting about the orbs in this particular piece. To me, this is a kind of piece that aids in communication. So we got a nice variety. Hello, stone number one. You selected the black tourmaline and emerald palmstone. This is a really wonderful stone. When I hold this stone, it really fills me with a sense of inner peace and also protection. We love black tourmaline for that. We're going to dive into your reading and see exactly what the cards have to say. We're going to pull a couple of different things to start. We're going to begin with an overall message, and that is going to be one of leadership. That's pretty exciting stuff. I feel like at this time, you may be really gaining a lot of confidence. There's something that's happened recently. You got a recent win. Something went right. And thank goodness, you know, it's so easy for things to just get botched or fall by the wayside. I feel like you had a recent win that has really boosted your confidence. Interesting. We have divine partnership here. We have the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. The way I'm reading the reversals in this reading is not necessarily as the opposite of the upright meaning, but more as a energy that is dialed back a little bit. What I'm sensing here is that while there is a divine partnership here, because here in the center of the reading, I see the Six of Cups. I think that it's possible that you're in a connection, you're in a love relationship. Certainly. But I think that maybe you have decided to dial back all that energy you're putting into things and doing more self-work. I feel like you're taking more control of your own physical self and your own financial prosperities. You may be indulging yourself more in terms of your passions and spiritual pursuits. I think that you maybe were lacking some communication with a counterpart, but there's a tremendous amount of dedication within this partnership. There's a lot of stability in this partnership, but it may just be that you needed to take some time to put more energy into yourself. And I'm so glad. Let's continue. You can deal successfully with whatever challenges and circumstances arise. Yeah. That's obvious, because what I see here is someone who has built a tremendous amount of solid foundation. There may be a lack of communication in some areas of your life, you know, but that happens from time to time. I don't think that's a thing going forward, because I think you're stepping into a place of power. I think you have really, something great came about. And it is proven to give you the kind of surge of confidence that you need at this time. Here's what I want to do next, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull. You actually got two cards. Every other pile only got one, but your pile got two. Now, what I want to do with these cards is, you know, with any situation, there is an opportunity for things to things to become lost in translation. So these cards here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of get some insight on where you may want to stay extra in tuned, right? So that you can get ahead of any nonsense that could arise. We have the Two of Swords and the High Priestess in reverse. So what I'm feeling here is that the thing that could kind of cause some waves in this good stuff that's happening here is that you may ignore your instincts about something, or you may stay stuck in something. Whatever has happened that's put you into this leadership position and increased your confidence, and caused you to dial back your energy in another dynamic and focus it more on self. It seems like there is the remote possibility that if you're not on top of your game, that you could start to slip back into old habits. We're gonna flip over our Moonology, and we're just gonna kind of get like a roundabout message from the universe. Nothing is yet set in stone. Yes, I feel like this card really wants to hang out here with your little shadow cards over here. I feel like now is a really important time for you to focus on self. If you have recently gotten a raise, a promotion, if you have recently upped your game in anything, spend time nurturing that, grow that, feed it. I believe that there is plenty in your life and so on, that right now you can step back from a lot of that obligation or responsibility to devote dedicated time to whatever it is that is making you feel in charge of your destiny. With the black tourmaline and emerald, I feel like you have a tremendous amount of wisdom to gain. You are divinely protected, and there's a lot of unconditional love around you. So whatever is boosting you at this time, devote yourself to that. Maintain the home front, right? Maintain your health, wellness, and communications. This is very important. But there's something here that is exciting you, and you're getting the accolades, praise, and respect and admiration that you deserve. When it comes to a dynamic on the home front, I feel like you have probably very frequently held things together, and people have relied on you. Partner, children, there has been a lot of reliance for you to keep the home front stable. Just to be clear here, with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, this masculine, feminine energy, this is just divine counterpart. So you apply that how you see fit. It does feel like a domestic partnership. It doesn't have to be. This could be a partnership that is between a parent and a child. Whatever it is, there's someone here who has maintained a tremendous amount of composure in the situation and held a lot of things together, who is now starting to dedicate more time to themselves. They are divinely protected in this pursuit. They are unconditionally loved in their support system, and you have so much to gain. Okay, so this is what I have for you. I'm so glad you came. You can like, share, subscribe. Bye. Hello, stone number 2, who picked the unicorn Amazonite. The things I want you to know about this stone is that it really evokes a sense of peace and wisdom. It also can give you some clarity in a situation. You may need to approach things differently. I don't know. Let's go ahead and dig into your reading and see what your stone has to say today. Okay? We're going to go ahead and start with a general overall sort of vibe. Enlightenment. Oh yeah, I love this for you, because there is some kind of there's a situation or circumstance in your life where you want to be completely present. You want to make informed decisions. You may have been thinking it to death, and you do need a new approach. In this card, we have this. We have a sail ship sailing off into the stars. This is like leaving one plane of consciousness for another. This has a lot of like Six of Swords type energy for me, but it also has star energy. It's like leaving one place, one plane, one train of thought to achieve something great. Let's go ahead and pull some of our tarot cards for you to get a bigger picture. My goodness. Well, here's what I think. I think that perhaps something really dramatic has happened for you. Something sudden. And honestly, I feel like you sensed it coming. You're an enlightened being, right? You're now seeking peace, and you're trying to gain some insight from whatever's happened here. Certainly, there was there was a moment in the recent history that called for action, and it may be that action just didn't happen, or it happened, or something happened so quickly you didn't even have time to think. With the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords and the Strength, cradling the tower like this, says to me that you not only have the capacity and the ability to really level up from whatever has taken place here, but it's going to launch you into a new direction. With the King of Swords reversed here, I feel like there's an opportunity to really work on our communication. And when I say communication, I mean that as a whole, but the way I'm feeling it is that there's a need to communicate to the universe right now, to communicate with Source. It may be that you've had trouble asking for help from the universe. Help me understand. Bring forth the guidance. There is a reluctancy to make requests. You deserve guidance. You've been through something. You have prevailed. You're on the other side. You're definitely on the other side here. But it definitely feels as though you're still seeking. Let's get some more information. I'm going to keep pulling cards here. Let go. What, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? It's important to identify these things. It's a challenge to understand, especially if we're kind of blocked mentally, if we're so exhausted mentally, if we've been seeking so many answers, but we're still, reeling from some kind of crazy thing that really shook up the foundation. It can be difficult to identify what it is we need to let go of and thus move ourselves into a place of enlightenment. I believe at this time, if you open the channels of communication with Source and you make an intentional contact, you may want to ask Source, what, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? And maybe you don't get an answer, but maybe that is the answer. Sometimes we have to let go for the sake of letting go, and there is no explanation. We're going to find out more. I've got a card here. This is from what I consider to be my shadow deck. This is a card that I'm going to pull for you so we could just get an idea of what kind of creepy things could pop up that could get in the way and stand in the way of your progress, because we want to avoid that, okay? We got the Two of Cups in reverse. The first thing that's coming to mind is self-love. This can certainly be love between two people. But the first message I'm getting is that one of the things that could disrupt your process is not loving you, is not nurturing you, is not comforting you. Comfort you, nurture you, love you, praise you. That's one of the things that I feel is necessary for you right now. When you start to wonder, what the heck, why, or why aren't the answers coming? None of this makes sense. I'm seeking insight, but it's not enough to do the trick. Revert to loving yourself. Okay? And if this is about somebody else, don't let someone else's issue interfere with this process for you. If this is about a love situation, consider really becoming entirely proficient on what it is you want with this person before you let them dabble in your process here. There's a lot of healing here. There's a huge potential for profound insight, and what could go wrong is that you're not gentle with yourself, and or someone else can come in and cause you to deviate from your process of enlightenment. We're going to get another card from Moonology just as a kind of a final message from Source. Your dreams need a practical plan. Practicality is hard for me. I'm a dreamer. I'm an Aries. I just kind of run into things head first. Practical plans are essential, especially when we're dealing with things in the three-dimensional world, okay? So when it comes to your dreams needing a practical plan, it may be that you need to develop a morning routine, a daily routine, something that is disciplined, that is going to nurture you, uplift you, validate you. Maybe that's getting up, having your coffee or your tea and writing a journal entry, to think on paper, or to see on paper what it is that's going on in your head. It really helps sort things out. It could be that you go take a run, you hit the gym. There's some element of the grand plan for you that requires a concentrated, disciplined sense of intentional self-care, okay? The Amazonite is going to bring you peace. It's going to bring you wisdom. It is going to give you perspective so that you can approach things differently. And I believe that by choosing this stone, especially being that it's a unicorn, is you are a mystical, magical being, okay? And you've been rattled. And, I think that what is necessary right now for your healing is that you create space for peace, because it will bring you wisdom, and then you will approach this situation with a whole new level of insight. I'm so excited for you. Beautiful things are on the horizon. I'm so glad that you came to see me today, and I hope that you'll come back. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, but most importantly, take care of you, okay? Bye. Hey there, stone number 3, my ocean jasper lover. Look at these amazing orbs. I love them. Ocean jasper has the ability to really up your self-confidence. And with that, you gain a lot of insight. But the orbs also feel a lot like stars to me. I feel like this particular stone for you could have a lot to do with communication, but definitely you may be working on building confidence or getting some clarity around a situation before communicating. Super smart. We're going to begin by just getting an overall energy read to start. Delight. Well, I think that there's someone in your atmosphere that's caught your eye. There's a twinkle there. There's you're also feeling really you're kind of bubbling under the surface is how I feel. It seems like there's something that's recently come into your world that feels new and exciting, and it just is tickling you to death. We're going to pull some tarot. We're going to get some additional information about this energy. Okay. Well, I mean, I believe that you want to make contact with somebody, or you've recently made contact with someone, or they've made contact with you, but this is a lot about communication for me. We have our communicator stone here. I'm seeing someone not delaying any longer with this hanged man. I believe that there's been a breakthrough of sorts, especially being that the hanged man is cradled with our 2 of Wands and our Ace of Wands. You either plan to make an offer, or someone plans to make an offer to you, and or there's recently been plans made and it is feeling really robust. Okay, on the ends of our reading here, we have the 5 of Swords reversed and the 10 of Cups reversed. Now, the way I'm reading both reversals is not necessarily as the opposite of their upright meaning, but more or less a little bit of a tempered energy. Okay, I still feel like there are some defenses up here. Sure, there's a little bit of a a self-preservation element to these two cards. But I feel like we're moving out of that energy, because the Hanged Man is starting to just say, you know what, I'm over the holdup. There's really beautiful plans in the works, and like most people who have lived uh, long enough to have loved, sometimes we create obstacles and or boundaries, you know, ways to preserve our heart while we're initiating something, so that we don't, you know, get ahead of ourselves or set ourselves up. I encourage you to delight in what's happening here, and of course maintain a sense of self and definitely self-preservation. Do all the things that you always do. If you find yourself becoming too preoccupied with thoughts, and it feels a little too consuming, just course correct. Okay, live in the feeling, but get out of your head. Okay, so let's carry on here. We have intuition. Allow the limitless power of your unconscious mind to answer your problem by using symbols, memories, and hunches. Sure, there is an element of instinct here. I feel like all of this was brought in by instinct, an instinct that there was something more, an instinct that there was more to the situation. And one of the ways that you can maneuver through these very exciting feelings, but still kind of hoping to maintain some control, is to trust your instincts, trust your intuition. When you have questions that you want answered and there is no, you know, reliable source, meditate on the situation and step outside, you know, delight in something else, so that you can get some perspective. Okay, next up, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you from what I call my shadow deck. This is just a card that's going to illuminate what could potentially disrupt the situation, just as a little, you know, caution sign, so that you can maneuver through this current energy and, you know, avoid some of the nonsense if it pops up. We've got the Four of Cups in reverse. If you find yourself slipping into old patterns, or if you start to get kind of preoccupied by what hasn't worked, do yourself a favor and course correct. Start to think about the things that you love. Think about what's gone right for you. Think about, you know, the times that were good, and you know, there may be a need here to let go a little bit of the defenses. I feel that, you know, especially with these cards on the end, it's almost like two, you know, armed guards kind of creating a little bit of intimidation here for you and somebody else in this dynamic, potentially. There's always going to be a history of loss or regret or longing, but there's something here well worth your energy, and if for no other reason other than it's exciting to you, it's delighting you, and that's good vibes. You bring that good stuff in, it elevates our frequency, and more good stuff comes in. You can protect yourself, certainly. We have to, you know, but consider meditating on the issues that come up. That's also shadow work. That's also really productive for you. So if you're entering into a dynamic and it's exciting and it feels good to you, and you find yourself encountering feelings of fear, anxiety, etc., settle your mind, step outside, do something you enjoy, get some perspective, step away from it. Don't think yourself into a hole, okay? Let's pull an oracle card. This is just kind of a general message from the universe for you. Prosperity lies ahead. We have a new moon in Taurus. So there's something stable here. There's something fixed here. I think no matter what through this situation, there's going to be the potential for evolution for you. If it's, prompting shadow work, well, that's going to aid in evolution. If it's prompting the developing and deepening, strengthening of a relationship with somebody, or even a relationship with some exciting thing you're doing. I mean, this could be a passion project. We got wands here. You're feeling excited about something. The love part of it, because we have the Four of Cups and the Ten of Cups, yeah, it could be a relationship with someone. No matter what, there's a little bit of a need to let go and trust the process here. And you can do that more comfortably by quieting your mind and going inward a little bit. Prosperity does lie ahead, because no matter what, this is going to elevate your frequency, okay? So I'm so glad you were here. I hope that you'll come back. If you enjoyed this, you can like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you wanted to, you could always check out my Etsy shop. All these stones and others just like it and also not like it are in my shop, okay? Have a good one. Bye.